So, hey guys, I am here with Shay Mendez, and I tell you, she has a really nice website. And I happen to notice a couple of things on one of the areas that she puts it as her marketing distribution platforms. And I just called her up and says, hey, here's a couple of things I noticed. So now we're going to follow that up with how else I can help in helping her shape some of the things that people might be seeing, because that's what I do in the work that I do, helping companies maximize their business. So a couple of things I noticed, and this is what we had talked a little bit about off camera, is what I noticed when I originally came to the advertisement. It caught my attention. That advertisement caught my attention for a variety of reasons. Can you think of it? What the number one thing it was?
Was it the color?
Color was one. All right. So now think about this. So as we're thinking about our marketing, and this is one of the things that Shay had mentioned, that hey, I'm having some I could use a little help with the marketing part of it, right? Mm-hmm. Which is probably 99% of companies. And we're going to get into marketing for what? Marketing for attention, marketing for sales, marketing for conversion. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So here's what I noticed. Get this. It was something you used that the eye loves when it comes across this stuff, right? It was a animated sale. That was it. I saw that and I thought, now, if anybody knows me, I love, technology, and I love to find things that do things that bring attention to what you're trying to achieve, right? So I asked you, you never answered, but I asked you, I says, hey, what did you use to create that flashing sale? What was that? What app was that?
I used Canva.
Use Canva? Mm-hmm. So Canva now has where you can animate. Now, this is a key for everybody listening. You can animate. Now, I know Canva. I've used Canva a lot. You can animate just a portion of that sale flyer. So she had on there a very bright colored outfit. Mm-hmm. And, Shay happens to home. Tell us the name of your business real quick.
It's called The Beat of My Heart Boutique.
The Beat of My Heart Boutique. All right. Mm-hmm. And I want to show you a couple of things I did when we go to the site itself, as to some things that, you can do very inexpensive, if not free, things that you can do to kind of, jazz it up a little bit. But so Shay owns, Beat of My Heart Boutique, and she had a flyer that caught my attention immediately. Now, we know on the flyer there was the link problem. And that's what I originally put out to you. It says, hey, the link is broken. It was that the flyer was that good that it made me go to the site. Now, I don't wear the clothes that you have, but it was that good that it made me go to the site. And I this is something that you can do to have people engage with you a little bit more, is say, hey, I give a bounty if you notice things like a spelling error or something like that. So now you have people looking, guess where? At your site.
Exactly. Yes.
And they're looking for stuff because, everybody wants, some people will do it for free. They'll just call you up and says, hey, we noticed a spelling error. Mm-hmm. And I started doing that because, late night, 3 a.m, you might forget that there's an E on the end of the. So I started doing a bounty. I says, hey, listen, if you notice something, and that just got people so engaged. I mean, I had to kick out a couple of bucks, but sometimes that could save a sale, right? Because people are looking at your site and go, well, they can't even spell the, so whatever. Right. Or if a link is broken, then that particular one that you had out there that had a sale on it could be the difference between, making that sale and not, right? So, right. And then, so I called her up and I said, hey, listen, if you need some extra help with some things, just give me a holler, get on my Calendly, and I will walk through this stuff. And guys know I like to do so much stuff for free. With that, I create content and then we go from there. All right. Mm-hmm. So you say you use Canva, and I want to capture this. So anybody else out there listening, especially if you're not in her space, right? You can attract the attention of the eye with things that flash.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, the eye is kind of going, hey, is this danger? Is this a snake coming out? Is we got to run from a dinosaur? I mean, what's happening here? And it immediately attracted me to what else was in the copy or what was else in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I was like, oh my gosh, I tried to recreate it for like an hour using all kinds of stuff. My Camtasia. I was like, how did she do that? I was online texting.
I forgot to respond to that part.
Oh my gosh. It was good. But that is one of the key things. I'm going to show you how to do more of that, right? Because anything that attracts the eye to what you're offering is good.
Okay.
Right. So we want to do a lot of that, sale right now, 24 hours, 48 hours for the next whatever time frame. You see what I mean? So now people are going, oh, so then when we place it on different areas, whether it's in a Facebook group or wherever it is, then people see this thing flashing.
Mm-hmm.
Then they see I've got X amount of time to get there. And then that becomes an opportunity for people to go, oh man, I need to go over there right away. Mm-hmm. And these are things that you could use for if you got extra inventory for a variety of reasons.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's get into the site. I want to show you a couple of things that I noticed on the site itself. Okay. And this is not a critique at all. All right. Let's see. The beat of my heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beat of my heart. Yep. So it should show up right away. And this is some good stuff. All right. We'll go over this. I'm going to share my screen here, show you guys this real quick. All right. And again, all right. Can you see it now? Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a lot of times, hey, if we're just starting off and we're trying different things, we're going to be using all kinds of platforms, right? We may, if you got the skills for it, you may end up rocking, a WordPress, or if you say, hey, listen, I don't need all that, sometimes using WordPress can be like a chicken with a chainsaw, like the commercial says. You don't need it. Just slice it with a knife. So sometimes, but when we're starting off, we're testing out our products, we're getting them out there so we can get some traction. We use what we got to use, right? Mm-hmm. We get better at it. Now, one of the things that I notice here, and I want to suggest to you that if we're trying to build these things ourselves, sometimes it just pays to go over to Fiverr, have somebody do it for $30, and guess what? We don't have the headache. $30.
Go over to where? Can you spell it?
To Fiverr, Fiverr.
Okay.
Right. And Fiverr is just a platform of a whole bunch of freelancers that do stuff like this. We got Fiverr, we got Guru, we got People Per Hour, just a load of sites. But Fiverr is one of the more famous ones simply because there's a lot of good stuff that you can get done for pennies.
Okay.
I mean that, guys, because we have to ask ourselves a big question. What is our time worth? What should we be doing with that time? What would we like to be doing with that time? Sitting, building out websites might not be the deal.
Right.
They can do it for a little bit of money. And I've had them build in a variety of areas, whether it is a WordPress or whether it is in a Wix site. They build it, they give you, control over it, and then you can kind of maintain it. That will really rocket ship what you're trying to do. So here's one thing. As soon as we come on the page, we're asking ourselves, okay, is the page that we're trying to get people to buy from, is it within our brand colors, right? Now, I don't really like to push brand. I like to say, get people into your product. Let's get to the brand part later. But sometimes, you want to make sure that everything is attractive. And it's good. I love colors like this because guess what? Blue is my favorite color. The little things that we can do, for example, with the Beat of My Heart Boutique, we don't have to get fancy with logos, but keep in mind that when you go over to Fiverr, you will probably say, hey, I need a logo made from the Beat of My Heart Boutique, and somebody can create one of those for, again, a couple of bucks. But in the meantime, I want to show you a free service, right? This one's called exoticfonts.com, right? Exoticfonts.com. Can you see this site?
I'm writing it down.
The very thing that I did right here, exoticfonts.com, and all it does is, check this out, everybody. It just gives you a different look to the fonts you put in here or whatever you put in here. So I put
Mm-hmm.
in the beat of my heart boutique. Did I say that right?
Uh-huh.
All right, and look what it came up with. These are some things that it came up with, and I saw a couple on here that I liked, really liked. Right? Of course, we don't want the Japanese stuff,
Right.
right? But it's got a little font like that, and you go, oh, that's kind of dudeish. I don't know about that. You know, a little font like this, that's something interesting, right? It's got stuff on the end. We don't want that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you get down and you say, well, wait a minute. Here's one that's kind of in cursive, but it's readable,
It is.
right? So we can do something like this. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do. And I just do really, really easy stuff, really simple stuff. What I do is open up, if you're using Microsoft, you can open up a notepad.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do that real quick. Notepad, and then copy it. All right. So you get a chance to go ahead and copy. And let's
Mm-hmm.
bring it over here. I'm going to bring it over to my notepad. You guys probably can't see that part. And I
Mm-hmm.
just go ahead and hit copy and then paste. Then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to look for some more. It's like, okay, here's one that's interesting. What is that? Oh, here's one with some flowers and all that. I don't know if that's within my brand. I don't know, but it looks kind of interesting. So we look at this one and we go, okay, there's a smiley face and then there's a ring. That could be something. So let's copy that
Mm-hmm.
and let's go ahead and bring that over. And you can open up a Word document, whatever you want to do, just so that you can copy that
To keep them.
font.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this is a free site. Look at that, right? Exoticfonts.com is free. All right, so here's one I really like though. I went down, I kept looking. I want the skulls. I saw something that had some candy, and a little flower. But I saw this one. I says, hey, this might work. Where was it? There it was, right here.
All with the hearts. That one's cute.
Yeah, I says, oh, that's cute, right? And it could be something that, let's go ahead and copy that. And it could be something that when we come back to here and we take a look at our site again, then we could put that up there and it's a little fashion something,
Mm-hmm.
just a little something, right? And if we were to get it up here, just trying it out, and it didn't look right, we can then send it over to Fiverr and says, hey, listen, I kind of like this. I just want my name on people to be able to see it. I don't have a brand enough yet to put maybe a symbol, right? We see a target, we know what that means.
Right.
Right? We see
Right.
things, but we may not be there yet. I want to spell it out, and that's a perfect opportunity. Now, another thing, this is something I know, notice, Shay, is that this real estate right here, let's think about this for a minute. When people come to our site, we want to immediately engage them. Now, you guys are engaging, let me just say, right? But it may be real estate that we can start getting people into what we do for them. You see where I'm going with this?
So no, what do you mean?
So,
Sorry.
for example, when people come to our site, we can start talking to them like, hey, your latest fashions. Um, you know,
Mm.
uh, then we can also say if we had like a sale going, we can
Mm-hmm.
literally put that product right here,
Okay.
right? And then now people come to the site, and the great thing is that it's focused on them,
Okay.
right? And this is what we had talked about. I know when you came through Spring GR, we talked a lot about focus on your customer, because guess what? The customer only cares about themselves.
Right.
Makes sense? So, and then what we do is use this picture in our about section. For
Mm.
example, when we go over to our frequently asked questions, we can just as easily make that our about section and frequently asked questions.
Okay.
So then they get a chance to learn a little bit about who you guys are. You got the picture. Hey, this is my partner. This is what we do. And we, then you get a chance to also present more opportunities. It says, hey, we scour the nation looking for the best fashions, right? It's the beat of our heart. We want to share what we have found with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Stuff like that. You see how it stays on brand?
Yes.
And then it becomes the emotional attachment to from you to your customers,
Mm-hmm.
right? and why you started. It's the beat of my heart. I love this stuff. And why wouldn't I share with my friends?
Right.
And they feel like, oh, gee, I'm your friend. Absolutely. Anytime you come into our space, anytime you enjoy some of our fashions, you're our friend. So that becomes a really good opportunity to utilize this real estate here
Okay.
and put your picture, that whole picture, and then maybe down a little bit later, some frequently asked questions, which are really important. And then here's a really exciting thing. When I see a subscribe form, I'm kind of snarky. I always ask, subscribe for what? Answering that keeps the snarky
Mm-hmm.
people like me from asking that question.
Okay.
Subscribe to be the first notified when we have a sale.
Okay.
And they remember, oh, wait a minute, I know, because those sales go fast, right? It may be 48
Right.
hours, 72 hours, and I got to do something. So then I'm encouraged at that point
Mm-hmm.
to get on your subscription list or get on your newsletter. And your newsletter is really just a simple way to send them information that talks about the sales that you've had in the past. Hey, you may have missed this sale, but we've been able to source 5 more like this. Interested? Click here. Does that make sense?
Yes, I have it written down.
Yeah.
Or typed in my phone. I'm making notes.
No, this is good. And I got it recorded. And what I'll do is I'll send you, once I do the edits on the recording and stuff like that, before I put it on, my Facebook channels and all that kind of stuff, then I'll send it to you. You can say, hey, listen, I'll just use this. Right.
Okay.
So that becomes an opportunity. So subscribe for what, and or jump onto our newsletter. Just little things that you can say that words it a little bit differently, right? That is more inviting people into what you do.
Okay.
Another chance. This real estate right here
Uh-huh.
is a chance to have links to latest sale, past sales, right? And this is stuff that you can plug right in, I believe, right into your builder, right? Just little things that get them over there. Now, when I see Facebook, let's make that a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Right. And then say, enjoy some of the things that we've put on the big F. Right. And then you got to see these. And then they see the Instagram label. See, that's just a little extra stuff. But it's also small call to actions for who comes over and checks out your site. All this right here, all these things right here, this is real estate. And we don't let real estate go to waste.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that all is important when we start thinking about the marketing part. And that's one of the things that you says, hey, marketing is something I need a little help with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the big things that we think about is how are we getting people to where we want to get them to? In other words, what channels are we using to put those, like you had that very interesting sale thing. I'm telling you, I'm so excited that I know it's Canva now. I saw like 50 things that I could do with something like that. Because it flashes, right? And it's interesting. And I go, and I wonder how many other people tried to go to the link and it was, the link was broken.
That just hurts my heart.
Yeah. But we are going to be able to use everything, right? And then that may be the time to introduce the bounty program. Hey, if you notice, hey, everybody, we are we putting this back out there because we noticed that there was, or someone saw this. And as a part of our bounty program, we invite people, if they notice something, a spelling error, blah, 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 to call us up, and you might, enter into a prize situation or something like that. Man, you're going to have people scouring that whole site looking for stuff. But while they're doing it, they're noticing the fashions.
Right.
And that's the beautiful part about how you, once people come, attract them to stay and check out what you have. Little marketing hacks. All right, so let's jump back here. And again, this isn't critique as much as let's what we already have. Let's go ahead and recreate from what we already have, reimagine what we have here, and then act like the consumer and say, okay, what would attract me to go and scroll down? Right now, I may stay here and just look at you guys and go, oh, they're great, right? They seem like they're having fun, but that's not what I want.
Right.
I want you to buy stuff, right? So then, and then right here, our latest styles, and then your next opportunity, something that you can say that says it may be some percentages off, and then people go, oh, okay, what is my next opportunity? All right, so they go down, and then they see the fashions. Right now, I can tell you, there's nothing wrong with being in the doorway. It doesn't matter, right? What does matter is how can I learn more about this that she's wearing, right? She's got the jeans, and I think you guys have those for sales, and she has the V-neck 3/4 inch sleeve. This one right here is a good chance to, if they allow you to put more information here, right? We can do some really cool things. Now, this is fun. Is if they allow you to put what they call a strikeout. So instead of saying just $32, is we can say $32 and you can have a strikeout that says 58. In other words, it's on sale from 58. Right now you go, oh man, shoot, I better grab onto this. Right? It's on sale.
Gotcha.
And that just might be, you got to look at some of these, some of the stores. I think Wix has a simple store. And that's what they call a simple store, I think. And they may allow you to put some information here. I've done it before. You kind of got to do a little bit of a hack.
It does, yeah.
Great. That is, now people are getting they feel like they're getting a deal. Right here, V-neck, sleeve top, 5 left.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So that's why
I do.
I better go fast. Just some marketing hacks, of course, when they come onto the site, then they get a chance to act fast because they need to. Now, I'm going to give you some more stuff that's just like just pure gold. Anything they see in this site should be for sale, or on this page should be for sale in some fashion.
Okay.
For example, not only are these for sale, but heck, I like that necklace you're wearing. Just saying, right? Now, if you notice some of the fashion magazines, they will sell you everything.
Right.
Right? And you're like looking at this and go, I'm not going to get into what she's wearing, And then they go, here's a place that we found this for $32. So that just becomes another opportunity. You don't have to, because this is a fashion site, you don't have to have it as a part of it, but we can have it as a link in that real estate area.
Okay.
The necklace in captions 2. And people can decide to go there so that it doesn't take away from what you're doing, selling fashion. At least it gives people an opportunity to, hey, check it out. And you don't even have to have this. You can make that one of those Amazon buys or Alibaba buys. You see where I'm going with this? So it's just another way to utilize the real estate that you already have and create additional income from it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right? Just, hey, the ideal is that we have our site. Now, some of this you have to source, right? You've got to literally ship it. And oh my gosh, you got to do all that stuff. But then some of the other things that you might have on there, like the shoes, right? You say, hey, I know somebody that has, a Care Allen, shoes for women that have, bigger size shoes. So you could say, well, this might be a small, but man, she's got some big feet. I don't know. You know what I mean? And if you have your model is small, but she has certain size feet or whatever, you can say the shoes, if they see it, just saying, if they see it, the shoes she's wearing are from so-and-so, just a link without taking away from your brand. Right? Okay. So another thing I would probably do is put, instead of having a scroll here, I got to scroll, I would have as many as I possibly can in the real estate area.
Okay.
Yep. And then with your contact area, what we want to do is, because what I've noticed is, and I've had multiple Wix websites, is that
Mm-hmm.
you get the salespeople, the scammers, and all that kind of stuff putting in their information.
Yes.
It drives me nuts. So what we may end up having an opportunity to have, instead of this coming right to here, we send it right to our email marketing service, right? If we've got some of the free ones like MailChimp, Send in Blue, I think ConvertKit charges, little things like that, right? So instead of coming right to us, it's going over there, and it will kind of
Filter.
it'll filter out some of the the scammers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that just becomes an extra opportunity, and then
Okay.
maybe this gives us more real estate to do other things. I really like this. I really, really, really liked this because this is what they call you know uh, testimonials,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is a testimonial opportunity for you right here, and that's really, really good, right? Well, people have already bought, how they loved it, right? A little bit more here, and then this is an opportunity. So if you have this picture, this is what I do. A picture like this is fabulous, but it doesn't tell me anything.
Mm.
So you could literally have a picture and you can have an arrow or something like that to this sweater. You can have an arrow to these earrings. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
And you can say, uh, just like the fashion bloggers and all that kind of stuff do, they say, man, we sell everything,
Right.
right? Shirt, just little things like that. Or even if you say, well, this is clickable, they don't know that. People are scrolling and saying, what am I seeing here?
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally have something here, click on, and this is something you can put on the picture and then re-put the picture up,
I get what you're saying.
right? So we put it, you can bring it into Canva, and Canva
Mm-hmm.
will say right on here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can say, click the picture to see the fashions.
Right.
And then that will link them either to one of the breakout pages. And that's just another opportunity to make it easy on who comes to your site to buy.
Right. To buy. Okay.
To buy. That's it. All right. And then one of the other things I'd suggest is start thinking about how your brand is. If it's blue, then maybe put a picture as the background, right? Instead of the
Instead of it
colors.
being blue. Okay.
That's an opportunity. You can have a picture with, and this is stuff that again you can build in Canva that has an overlay on it,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's not so bright and it doesn't take away, you know what I mean, from anything you have to write on there. So it has a overlay. Basically is just a kind of a colored screen. So you
Okay.
have some interesting thing in the background, right? Something that's
Mm-hmm.
related to fashion. It could show somebody with bags and all that kind of stuff. And then that's your background
Mm-hmm.
to all the stuff that you have here.
Okay.
Right. And
Because
then
it's a lot of empty space.
yeah, this is all real estate. I want them thinking about shopping. I want them thinking about the fun that they're having. So that picture
Mm-hmm.
then could represent all of that stuff. And then it gives you an opportunity to separate too, right? So up here, you may have when they come to the site, your what I call come hither language, right? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
here's our latest fashions, and here's your greatest opportunity to save now or something. Oh, I want to save. And then they
Right.
click on it, right? And they may go to that thing that you had just advertised that said sale for 72 hours, and then it changes because something else becomes a 72-hour
Mm-hmm.
sale. Then they start thinking, man, I don't want to miss out on these things. So then
Mm-hmm.
they go, hey, you want to not miss out? Join our contact us or whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've created now that opportunity for them to be the first. And
Right.
then they go into your again, they go into your email marketing system, like say your ConvertKits, your MailChimps, or whatever people are whatever you decide to use.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there's some free ones out there. I use some free ones when I'm testing stuff out
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Like what? Which
Like
one?
I use Send in Blue because it's free and it gives you up to, I think, 1,000 people before they start charging you.
No, what is it called?
Send in Blue.
BLUE.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And then, of course, I don't prefer to use MailChimp, but some people use MailChimp and they love it. They rock the
Okay.
heck out of it. All right. And I use, several different ones,
Mm-hmm.
but you've got your convert kits, all kind of stuff. Convert kits, I think convert kit is free too. They have a free tier. I like convert kit a lot because they're so easy. Now, this is what we can use. Then when we get deeper into, our lessons here, as we get deeper into this, then I can show you how to build those funnels, right? I'm going to be doing a whole class on that,
Okay.
building out your sales funnels, building out your landing pages. But hey, why not use the email services? If it's a powerful enough one, I can show you how to build out a funnel just using that,
Okay.
right? And then that's something that you can put out there with one of the latest fashions with that flashing sales sign that I love so much. I'm so excited about that, right? And then now people see that and their eyes go, "What is that?" And then they jump on it, right? And it's the funnel that brings people in. Hey, for the next 72 hours, we're offering this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to have, the awareness to take it down after 72 hours and then
Right.
put it maybe in the archive with that has that little button. You may
Mm,
have missed that.
I got
You
you.
have this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to get this, we may be able to source it. If we have enough people that ask for it, we can maybe source more of them.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah. Little opportunities not to go back to the drawing. You don't have to do all that stuff. We're going to use what we have and make it, a little bit better, a little bit more robust, and a little bit more inviting. So
Mm-hmm.
when we do that flashing sale, man, hey, I love that thing. We do that flashing sale. I feel like going right to Canva right now and finding it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we that's an opportunity for us.
Okay.
Okay. And again, something like this, when you go over to Fiverr, let me go to Fiverr because I
Okay.
have some stuff that I'm having done right now over there. So I gotta check on some stuff anyway. So we got Fiverr, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
want to say something like let's say we said logos. Oh, so logo design, right? Look
Mm-hmm.
at this logo animation, all kind of cool stuff. So we now have a chance to go over here and look at who would we like to do this. Here's one. I will design an awesome logo for your website or print, 15 bucks.
Oh
I will create a
wow.
modern and minimalistic business logo, 35 bucks. Right. And then we get a chance to look at, hey, I want to check out your portfolio, bro. All right. Those look pretty standard, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Huh? Oh, right. So somebody has been able to get this on a sign and it
Mm-hmm.
only cost them 15 bucks to do. And then we just really find somebody, right? We go down and say, okay, which one looks the best? And then you can tell them, hey, I just really want logo designs that use my letters. Let's see if anything comes. Letter logo design. What do you know? Right. So here it is.
Oh wow.
And then it then relieves you of having to do that thing that somebody else can do for cheap. And we talk about this, at least I talk about this a lot, leveraging yourself. This is how you are now able to say, I got somebody doing this for 10 bucks. I need to be outsourcing more material,
Mm-hmm.
the working in the on the business part of it. I need to be thinking of new and creative campaigns, little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They've got people in here that do, let's see if we can Canva. So Canva designs, Canva templates, Canva Instagram, Canvas, Canva uh Canva templates. Let's go ahead and see what they say here. Canva templates. So they can do all that stuff for you.
Oh wow.
You
Now what
kidding me
about
now?
is this who you said I can use for the website too?
Oh, absolutely. So let's say you want to go and have a website built. And Canva's been doing a big push lately. They've been, I've been using them for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
Oh wow.
And they did a very big push. Even during the Super Bowl, they did a big ad. And they've been doing a lot of ads because so many people could use their services, right? So let's say we go website.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say we want website design Wix. Right. So
Okay.
I already have a Wix. So I just want you to come in and do a couple of things. Look at this. So we got all these people that can do this work for us.
Look at this.
I will design Wix landing page and Wix website, $50. All right. I will design a Wix or redesign a Wix redesign. So I might be going, okay, I need a hookup.
Right.
Y'all redesign my hookup, and this is what I need. Right. Little things like that, then allow them for $40. Right. We sell a couple of things and we go get that money, and we now have extended ourselves. Right. And you just find somebody that you really like and work with. And not all the time is it, the greatest. I've used some $5 stuff because I was trying to be cheap and it was terrible. Right. And I've used some $50 stuff, not trying to be cheap, and it was terrible.
Right.
So you kind of weed through that. But for $5, come on, that's what, a couple of burgers and fries?
Right.
But I don't know where you shop, but where I shop is two of them. 2 burgers.
Well, yeah, I don't eat burgers, but okay.
So you see my point here? And then you start thinking about this. And you start getting into, well, what else can I use them for? The main thing is that we don't get hooked on them doing all the stuff.
Okay.
What we do is we say, how can they leverage me? Because I know what my worth is and what I need to be doing. Right? And then that becomes a super good opportunity. And they've got all kinds of services. Trust what I say is you can get hooked on these mugs like you would not believe. Right?
Wow.
But if it works, you're like, that's just what I needed.
That's
just what I needed. And it only cost me $100 to get 5 things done, let's say.
Right.
That would have took me
forever, months.
Forever. And you got to worry about it. And there's got, spelling errors and blah, blah, blah. So this will help you. And there's multiple areas or other people that do different things, but Fiverr will pretty much get you there. They got a pro section. If you go to pro, if you really want some high end stuff, to Fiverr Pro, and then you can get, for whatever price, you can really get up there into the, into the pricing, right?
But it's still not bad pricing.
Not bad pricing. Not bad pricing. Right. And this is how I look at it. And I got a couple of messages up here because I had them looking at a couple of things. I'll ask strange stuff like, hey, can you do, I know you said you do this, but can you do this? And most of the time they say, yeah. And you kind of go, really? Right. But you test it out for a little bit of money. Look at this social media design, game art stuff. Let's say you wanted some really good looking stuff and you say, hey, you know what? I really want my stuff to be done in Photoshop. So then they, you find somebody that does a Photoshop thing,
T-shirts and merchandise.
Oh my gosh, just everything. Look at this. Let's go over there right quick and find out what they're talking about. Oh, this is Fiverr Pro. So these are going to be the more expensive dudes, or young ladies. So they are going to be up there, but you can find some of these same things. At least I found this to be the case. You may find some of the same people over there offering a $5 thing over here, offering it for $50.
Right.
So let's get on a pro. Let's go back to regular. I love the regular because they do such good work. So now let's go to that same thing. Where are we at? Digital marketing.
Graphics and design.
Oh, graphic and design. So let's
T-shirts
go over
right there.
T-shirts. T-shirt merchandise or where? Right here?
T-shirt merchandise. Yeah, that's where we were.
So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So look at that, $30, $10. Are you kidding me right now? Right? And now that if you're into that particular space, I use a service called Teespring. Teespring. I'm an affiliate for them. So if you want, I can send you the link.
Yes, please.
And yeah, absolutely. So Teespring, here's the great thing about that. You can go on Teespring and design all kinds of stuff and leave it on their site. If you get a sale, they will ship it. Now they charge you, but they will do everything else. It's the drop shipping, opportunity from heaven.
Nice.
Right. So imagine this now. You come over to here, you get a t-shirt designed for $10. Now you don't know if it's going to work yet.
Right.
So you go over to Teespring. Let's see if I can go for that real quick. My side, yeah, it's coming. So,
Oh, it's TEE. Okay.
TEE. All right. So look at that. Immediately start designing how it works, sell anything, sell everywhere. So you may have a link on your site because you don't want to pull from the brand or pull from what you already do.
Right.
You may say something like, interested in teas. I'm just saying we don't want to put too much stuff on there because people are they want to
Get
get used to what
overwhelmed.
you do. Yeah. But you come on and says, okay, well, what can I create? And then you just go ahead and get started. Look at this. You say how it works. It kind of tell you what they do. Create with Teespring, sell on social, right? And then they show you all
Wow.
kind of masks, all kinds of stuff. You can have your mask. This is something you can have a mask made using the logo that you had created for pennies. Have that made of your brand.
I get where you're going.
People says, hey, what is that? They're looking at your mouth, right? Well, that's good because I want them looking in my eyes anyway, right? But then they see this logo and they kind of go, what is that? Well, a lot of if they can read it real well, then people will go to their phone and check it out anyway.
Yep.
That's just another marketing opportunity.
I do that.
Something you got to do anyway. Got to wear a mask. That's key stuff. Somebody loves what you're doing, loves your brand, and they want to wear and help promote your stuff. Right. Then maybe you can sell them a couple of masks for half off. Just saying. You don't have to incur the cost of having the material because guess what? Teespring holds it until they buy. And that's the whole print on, if you heard this before, the print on demand.
That is nice.
I don't believe in holding inventory. Because like I say, sometimes I don't want 1,500 t-shirts that don't work. You know what I mean? But something like this, I can start promoting it.
Right.
And then seeing if people click and go to it. I can create a whole landing page if I want to. Wix will allow you to do that. You know, especially when you got the paid version, you can set up a whole page that's just, and I've done this on Wix before, that is just for this particular product without being associated with my other site.
Gotcha.
Right? It has this little thing, right? It's got whatever site you just came up with, .wix.com, but that's all right. Because I can take that big old link, create a bit.ly link, a smaller link, and put it on different things so it's not that long one. So just a couple of things. Now, I know I covered a lot, and what I love to do is people, you know, we are very, very able to take in a lot of information, even if, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. But what happens, the mind filters it. And it goes, oh my goodness. I get what he was talking about. Right then I didn't because I was like, too much information.
It's a lot.
But, yeah, it's a lot. But then I say, okay, just think about it. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to take the one step. That's it. But I want to get you to see where we're going. It's like getting in the car and saying, I can just drive and figure out where I'm going, or I can know I'm going over to the mall.
Right.
And how you get there and how you decide. But first you have to see where I'm going. And that's what the big stuff that I've just been giving you is all about. All right, so now let's get back to your site and let's start thinking about the one thing, you know, as we come off of this, start thinking about, hey, what is the one thing that I can do that works me toward what we were talking about today? And you decide on what that is. It could be as simple as, well, I'm going to go over here to that site and see if I can get something done with the beat of My Heart Boutique. Or I'm going to go to Fiverr.
That is the first thing I'm going to do with the, what was it? What's the name of it?
Which site? Fiverr?
For the letters.
Oh, for the letters. Yeah, that one is
Exotic Fonts.
Yeah, Exotic Fonts.
I am going to do that.
Right? And that becomes fun. It's just going to be like a picture, right? And then you put it up there and see how it goes. And then maybe a background.
I am going to look on Fiverr for someone to help redesign.
Yeah. And put that as a part of your big picture. In the meantime, keep on using those kind of things that attract people to what I am selling. Those,
Okay.
I do those like crazy. I mean, like crazy. I looked at the whole site that you had it on. Nobody else had anything. Well, maybe the DJ. He was on there doing some stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that also was like, oh, he's doing a live thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now this is something that as we go forward and start doing some extra stuff, that's one of the next things that we're going to get into, and that is
We do lives.
video. Oh, you do lives already?
Yep. I'm doing one tomorrow, actually.
Awesome. And that drives them right to the site itself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing your lives, where do you send your invites to? Or do you just jump on and like, we're ready, we're on?
So actually I usually make posts throughout the day to say what time I'm going to be live.
Nice.
And then I set it up to where I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, so you must have, what service do you have to use that?
Just my phone and my tablet.
Okay, so you use two to be on both.
Right.
Okay, I hear you. And going forward, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you one place that you can have up to 30 of them.
Are you serious?
Now this is,
yes.
We get into, but this is an opportunity, right? As many distribution sites, because I mean, there's more. I mean, there's Twitch, there's so many more, and there's services that say, if you're with us, then you can hit one button that you're getting ready to go live. It'll go live to your YouTube. It'll go live to your Insta. It'll go live to your Facebook. It'll go live to Twitch. It'll go live to.
Okay.
Right, and that's getting into it a little bit, but in the meantime, do what's working.
Okay.
And letting people know. I'll give you a success story, man. I tell you, I love who are the people that sell that $5 jewelry? Oh my God.
Paparazzi.
Oh my goodness gracious. I love what they do. Now, I don't buy their stuff necessarily.
I have a lot of it.
But my point is, I don't, because I'm not in the, my wife buys, she'll go in there and crush it. I just like watching them sell their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine if we took some of what they do and we applied it to what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on here and you're just saying, okay, look at this, look at this. Look at the color of this stuff. Now, we've sourced this. This is a unique color and it goes very, very well with the top here. You guys seeing that? That's what they're doing on paparazzi.
Right.
You get so excited, you be like, damn it, give it to me.
Yeah.
Now, this is only going to be going for 72 hours. You guys saw the sale. And then you can even click over, see the little flashing thing. Their eyes get all attracted to this flashing thing and they go 72 hours. So this is what we need you to do. I've got 5 of these. What are we doing? We're using a little bit of the QVC style, you see? And we're making people want this stuff, right? And it's good stuff. It says, listen, we're giving a discount right now on shipping rates. Now, typically we ship these things out and, that package is about $7. So we're going to offer. Now, you want to obviously have in there, making sure you cover your cost.
Right.
But the little things that kind of keep people from buying, you're going to now be offering it like it's a sale.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Hope that's helped a little bit. All right. So let's go ahead and stop share. And so that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to tell you just a couple of things that you can start doing to improve what you already have. Going back to the drawing board is just frustrating and depressing. But saying, how can I improve this? Right? Some leverage points that you say, oh, wait a minute. You mean I don't have to do this anymore? Nope. I just can go out and start selling and doing more lives. Imagine if you did a day of lives.
Yes.
A day. Wait a minute. A day. That's right. Hey, if you can go to a job and work 8 hours, then you can put 8 hours into your business.
I can.
All right. And you can have it set up. We're going live at this time for everybody that is getting ready to take a break, right? From your job at home. So I got some special stuff. Hey, I got some special stuff for everybody that's at home that has to be on camera from top up.
Gotcha.
I mean, come on. I'm wearing compression pants and shorts for goodness sake, right? But from top up, hey, it's all good.
Right.
So you're just noticing that. And a lot of sales went down because people were like, I don't have to dress anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But we're reminding them that, yes, you do. Don't show
Right.
up looking like, whatever.
Right.
And this is how this new top, you see how it lays. It's really good because it's not tucked in. So you don't get some of the, scrunchy stuff that you normally get.
Right.
Right. And you're going, are you kidding me right now? Am I really presenting this as if it's special? Yes.
Yes. Very special.
All you YouTubers out there, all you people at home, all you office workers, home office workers, hey, I got a special for you, 72 hours. You want to jump on this? We're going to be going live. We're going to be talking about the 5 new things that we've just sourced.
Okay.
Come on over. And by the way, sign up to our newsletter because we are always releasing new things and I want you to be the first. So now what do? You grab the email address and you have a chance to market to them in a whole different way. Just saying. Hope that's helped a little bit.
Yes, it has helped a lot. My mind is like,